Welcome back to 405 Sports. This is our region that we all have picked. Zach is the Midwest, so we'll go ahead and let him cook, if you will.
All right, the Midwest is the top right portion of the bracket. 1 seed is Houston taking on Northern Kentucky. I already said this earlier, but Northern Kentucky plays a similar style to Houston, so this will be closer than what the spread is. I'm not entirely sure what the spread is. And the status of Marcus Sasser will be big in the later stages. I don't think it really will in this first game. Northern Kentucky was third in the Horizon League, that's not a bad league. But that's teams like Youngstown State who were playing in NIT, and then Cleveland State and Oakland. So that's not bad. And then they obviously won their conference tournament. Iowa and Auburn. I consider these teams to be somewhat cold right now. Iowa has lost 4 of their last 6 games, and Auburn is 3-7 in their last 10. I'd say the key for Iowa in this tournament is their bigs, which is Chris Murray and Philip Rebraca. If those two go off, I think they'd be tough to beat against anyone. And then for Auburn, I think they're going to play the similar pace as Iowa, but if anyone could dial up a defense, it'd be Bruce Pearl and Auburn. So I think if they have a tough defensive scheme, they should win.
Yeah, I was going to say, for that game, it comes down to people that aren't even on the floor. I would say Bruce Pearl any day of the week. And it's very close to Auburn.
Yeah, that was my last point there. Auburn is very good at home. Birmingham is not very far away. That will help them against Houston if they make it there. It'll be like a home game.
Yes.
The 5-12 got Miami and Drake. I know people are all over Drake winning this one, but I think it'll be really high scoring. A bunch of teams that don't love playing defense. Both teams are very guard dependent. Miami's got Pack and Wong. That's Tucker Devries is the guard for Drake. No, he's the big for Drake. He's 6'10", 275, and this is a double-double machine. And then Miami had an injury in the ACC tournament. Norchad Omier, he's just a role player, but I'd say it's like OSU losing to Avery. Maybe not as impactful. If I had to pick someone, I'd pick Miami just because of their tournament experience from last year. That's hard to beat, especially with the older team. But Drake is definitely one of those mid-majors that are normally pretty good.
Especially with Nigel Pack and Isaiah Wong.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's pretty good.
Yeah. Especially they've got the ability to take over any game, regardless of who's matching up with them.
Mm-hmm.
Indiana and Kent State. Kent State is 28-6, and 3 of those losses are true road games to Houston, Gonzaga, and Charleston. So, I mean, you're not going to take those losses away, but those are 3 pretty good losses. They're made up of primarily Big Ten transfers, so they are familiar with Indiana and their scheme. But that still doesn't mean you can stop Trace. Sincere Carey averages 17.6 points per game, and he had 35 in the MAC title game. I think he's key. If he gets hot, they can pull off this upset. And then for Indiana, players like Trace Jackson Davis and Jalen Hood, the freshman, will be key. That's crazy to say a freshman will be key in this game, but Jalen Hood's been unreal for Indiana. Iowa State, I guess I'll say Mississippi State and Pitt. Mississippi State is not a very good shooting team, but the way they've killed people is Tolo Smith and their other big offense on the offensive glass. So if Pitt can limit that, they'll be dangerous.
Tolo's cold.
Tolo is very good. Mississippi State also plays insanely slow. They're actually the 334th ranked tempo in the nation and the worst three-point shooting team in the country. So if Tolu's not on and they're not crashing the boards, they're in trouble. Pitt is more of a shooting team. And if there was a team that would beat Iowa State, it'd be Pitt. I don't think Mississippi State would. And then back to Iowa State for that matchup. They play suffocating defense. Their whole team can guard anyone 1 through 5. It's just, will they be able to score? And I think guys like Coucher and Holmes should be able to take over. And even Lipsy plays the point guard pretty well, whether that's passing or scoring when he needs to. He's also really good on defense. And they had a decent run in the tournament last year. And I like TJ, so I think they'll be tough to beat.
Also, Robert Jones played very good in the tournament for Iowa State. So I could see him.
Koontz is not bad.
Yeah.
Koontz gets some foul trouble.
And then the Caleb Grill thing may have been like addition with by subtraction.
Yeah. Trey King.
Trey King is good. Yeah.
Trey King on
like a wing.
Fran said that next year he will be the top player in the league, which
we'll see about that.
Okay.
He's good for sure.
That's just what Fran said.
Yeah, well, Fran's.
For sure.
We'll see.
The 3-14, we got Xavier, Kennesaw State. Kennesaw State plays a heavy drive and kick style offense, and they have shooters around on the guards, on the wings. So if they can play their style and they hit shots, I wouldn't want to be in a close game with them. Xavier scores the ball really well, and they play at a high pace. I said the key for Xavier would just be playing tight defense on those slashing guards, maybe taking those driving lanes away. Or if you're going to give up the drive, take away the pass. And then Kennesaw, just create good looks and try to stay in the game. If it's a close game, they might be able to pull it off. And then the A&M and Penn State matchup, which is brutal for both of those fan bases. Because A&M should be higher, and Penn State kind of got screwed by playing A&M. But Penn State is red hot right now, even though they lost in the Big Ten championship. Dudes like Jalen Pickett and Seth Lundy are built for the tournament. Their whole style of offense is just jump shots, like mid-range and three-pointers. So if they're hot, it's probably over. And then A&M's got key players that are older. Wade Taylor, Henry Coleman, and Radford. I can't remember his first name. I think it's Marcus. They're good on offensive glass, and they get to the foul line. So if Penn State gets in foul trouble, it could be tough. Both those teams will give Texas a really good shot as well. And then Texas, Colgate. Colgate's a good team. I think they're just in a tough matchup here. Texas is coming off a Big 12 title without Timmy Allen, and I'm pretty sure they're going to have him the first game. But last time Texas won the Big 12 tournament, they got first rounded by Abilene Christian. We're going to hope that doesn't happen.
They sure did.
Hope that doesn't happen here. I think Colgate's made the tournament 3 years in a row now, and all they do is just light it up from three.
Yeah.
That could be scary.
Even if you don't have like 5 stars, if you can shoot the ball over anyone and you're shooting 60% from three, there's nothing you can do.
The thing is about that, Texas is only allows like 25% of their total points this whole year from three, so they kind of limit your opportunities from three. So, say keys for Texas is those bigs like Dessou that just dominate the paint, because Colgate will allow you to do that, and then Colgate is hope you can get hot and then pack the paint on defense, make Marcus Carr and Rice beat you, which they can, but that's probably your game rather than having Timmy Allen and Dessou kill you.
Almost just save. I wouldn't even start Timmy.
No. After watching that tournament run, probably not.
No need. You can wait. Don't get me wrong, he should play, but if you're winning by 15, 20 points in the first, then don't even worry about it.
If I had to do my sleeper for this region, I'd say it's probably Miami. Even like Texas A&M, Penn State, if they can get by Texas, they can make some noise. Iowa State's going to be good. My upset I have in it's Kent State over Indiana. Houston's good if they get Sasser. I have Texas coming out of there, but there's, I think, 3 or 4 teams that can come out of that region for sure, like with a reasonable chance.
All right, that is it for the Midwest region. Thank you for watching.